Hi folks, I think it's another one of these videos. I think if you can, get your headphones on, because the sound of this Marshall within the first couple of chords, it sounds like a grand piano or something. Anyway, let's cut to the video first and see how it sounds. So, hope you liked that. Just before we do the playing tips, this Astoria, my Marshall, seems to get the least love from everybody. Everybody likes the Cornell, they love the Supro and the Boss Katana. I've always loved the Marshall. I'll be keen to hear what you think about it. I can suspect you'll prefer the Cornell, but in the room it just has the depth. It's just, oh, I just love the Marshall. I grew up on the Blues Breakers, maybe that's why. But yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the playing tips. Tip number 1. I took the thick E string, down tuned it one step, one tone, down to D. So now when I play a D chord, I get that lovely, rich, earthy tone to the guitar. And now that my top two strings form part of a D chord, I can leave them droning away while I play little lead lines. So. And as long as I'm very clean with what I'm doing on the top strings, I can get away with it. Hours of fun to be had with that. Works beautifully in D, of course. Next one, vibrato. You know me, I never leave home without vibrato, so I mean, there's 3 notes in the chord being subjected to vibrato. Just brings it all to life. And then I switch to this kind of, what do you call that? Is that an arpeggio? And only one finger subjected to vibrato, but very fast vibrato to give a kind of Spanishy, Greek kind of. So you know me, wherever I can, I'm doing that. Next tip: try playing for a change without your pick. Not to change your style, just to have that significant and I think really enjoyable difference. I'm predominantly a pick player. I can't go as fast without my pick, and that's my default situation, but there are times where my pick is in my mouth and I'm doing something with my hands, so it just brings you even closer, even closer to your instrument. And so try it. Some things are easier without a pick, like I can do more chicken pickiny type stuff without a pick. Jeff Beck, I mean, predominantly doesn't use a pick. Martin Offler, what can I say? So I dare you to try it. It will bring out different things in your playing, and you might just stumble on a way of playing that is you. But I love it. Right, next tip. I cannot believe I'm going to show you my knowledge of chords, because this is embarrassing. I don't know chords. You know more chords than I do. However, I'm really confident in knowing you don't really have to know the things that your music teacher is trying to get you to know. By all means, go down that route if you want, but I've got more chips on my shoulder about music theory than anything else. I'm really an anti-snob on musical theory. So because I know that it was all created by the human ear, that's the structure of chords in theory was decided upon by this back in caveman days, right? So in the caves, some clever clogs realised that that goes well with that, goes well with that, and resolves back to that, right? So then us silly humans came along and gave them names. That's the start of the trouble, if you ask me. So there, we'll call this the root, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord back to the root. Cha-ching. Now I'm going to talk about families. Within that family, we're in the family of D, so within that family, certain chords are allowed in, because the human ear decided it was so. If you try and put a chord into the family that doesn't go, you can do it if you want, but the human ear will just react in the way that it does, right? So here we have the close family. This is the wee family, the mum, dad, and the kid, whatever you want to call it, right? Let's now let the cousin in. So in that family, we can let the cousin in. As we know, it's this, the most commonly played minor within that family, which is, in this case, B minor. We'll call it the relative minor if you want. Back to my root. Now let's go and get some of the other cousins involved, right? So all that is, of course, was the diminished. And you and I know we can play that 3 fits everywhere we go. So not because some professor told us we could do that, because the human ear seems to like that. So we're letting the diminished into that little family. Back to my root. Back to my relative minor. But now we're going to let some more cousins come into the family. So we've all heard that before in lots of music, classical music, all kinds of music. So all I'm doing, as you can probably guess, is in my relative minor, which is B minor, I'm walking down semitones on the D string. It's B minor. That's going to be augmented chord. I believe that is an augmented chord, so just a joining chord, a bit like a diminished. The only purpose is just to screw with your brain, not to please your brain. It really is, it's a nice connecting chord. So that's just a D chord, a different version of a D chord. Then this, God knows what this is. Phoebe from Friends would call that bear claw, so let's just call that bear claw. It's a bit like an E9, but that's dropped a tone. Who cares? Who cares? But I know where it goes in that family of D. 4 chords, 5 chords, back to roots. Right? So that's what I know, that's about it. And if I've got a great imagination, so if I hear a sound I want, I'll just make up a chord and I'll call it Flock of Seagulls, and I'll find out where it goes within that family of D, and that's it, that goes into my toolbox, and that's how I do my chords. And if you can do a few little fancy lead lines in between, great. But that's how I do my chords. Next one, using delay without using delay. Just be your own delay pedal, like. Anyway, kind of lost it there. You get the idea. Because I don't play with a lot of delay, but now and again, in this particular little clip, I wanted just a wee trail, and so you saw me throughout parts of the track just being my own delay pedal. I presume other people have done this before. I cannot be the first to have done this, but I don't know where I've heard it. Actually, I don't think I have genuinely heard it of anybody. I just heard it in records with delay, but I wondered if anybody else does it without actually using the pedal. I don't know. Give it a try. So I hope you got something out of that. As always, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.